Yes, touchdown, what a run!
Speaking of Heinicke, let's talk about our first playoff game, Washington versus the Bucs. JK, I'm looking at you.
All right, number one, I did say that the game was going to be a lot closer than I thought it would be, than we all thought it would be. And I think the outcome kind of did show that it was a lot closer than we thought it would be. Like, some people thought we were going to be completely slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a chance. We had a
First of
chance.
all, how dare you? I said Washington was going to win, so
Okay.
I thought it was going to be the closest.
We actually had more than just a chance. We should have won the game. A lot of things went our way. The refs, I'll get into this later, but the refs are what screwed us. Pete, you don't look like you were impressed.
I was expecting a blowout, but I mean, you guys held your weight. Heinicke definitely played his heart out. I did not see that one coming. Definitely did not see that coming.
So the dude is a local kid, right? Apparently he's a student at ODU, and he was taking like online classes a month ago before he got brought onto the practice squad.
Dude, he was a quarterback at ODU when they beat Virginia Tech.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that that's his like career highlight before getting.
I like him already.
What a G.
But now that you say that, it does ring a bell. I do remember that name. Damn him. All right, I really hate him now.
He's also the guy in the XFL chugging beers after a win. That's when we knew he was the truth. That's the day we.
That's
knew.
when I knew he was my truth.
Right.
So he's a
100%.
27-year-old quarterback. I mean, this isn't his first stint, right? He's been in the league for 4 seasons off and on. Rivera keeps bringing him back. Like, he keeps giving him more opportunities, because last time he was with him in Carolina. But like this year, this whole season, up until this last month, he's been a student. He went back to school to finish school, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call from Washington saying, "Hey, in November, come play for us." So he's been on the practice squad, then eventually got elevated and played in the playoffs. And dude, he looked really good. You know what I learned more than anything? With him and Alex Smith, I learned how bad Haskins was, because this is the same offense, the same offensive coordinator, the same head coach, and this team looks completely different when it comes to Haskins or anybody else playing that position.
You know what it is? It's that mobility factor. Like,
But
he's
Haskins
not just like a rock.
too. Haskins doesn't know how to read.
Yeah.
That's the biggest key. Is he couldn't do any of the checkdowns. He literally would just throw the ball away, try to take off, get tackled. He just looked like a hot mess out there.
But like, by no means do I think like Heinicke has a chance at being a future NFL star. Don't get me. He has the ability to be a career backup. That is what I see with him. Like, he will not be able to, as well as he played. Don't get me wrong. He played excellent, but he is no Lamar Jackson. He is no Josh Allen. He is no, like, he doesn't have the it factor, but he played very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, but you're comparing him against the elite quarterbacks of the league right now.
But in my opinion, like, if you don't have an elite quarterback, you look for an elite quarterback.
Right.
That's my opinion on, like, he's not going to be that. He's nothing more than a Rex Grossman, John Beck.
Do not put him with Rex Grossman and John Beck, bro. Don't do that. That's a whole nother low. That's
I wouldn't put him there.
No,
I mean,
Rex Grossman started a Super Bowl. What are you talking?
Yeah, with one of the historically best defenses of all time. You're right.
Okay,
You're right.
We're gonna be a historically best defense too. Shit.
Then call Rex Grossman.
Listen, I think at best he's an average quarterback. We'll see where he ends up. I think more than likely he would take a backup role and sit that way, but there's just not enough. I mean, there's not enough games of him. Like, we're still just going off of a small sample size.
That's what happened, though. Like, let's be real. They didn't have tape on him.
He's a backup, bro.
No, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that fact. I'm not disagreeing with that fact at all. I'm just disagreeing that he's not Rex Grossman or John Beck. That's a whole level of bad. But no, I think that what happened, they did this. Washington did this strategically. They announced it right before the game that Heinicke's starting, just so Tampa didn't know. They thought they were getting Alex Smith, right? All the reports said Alex looks good. It should be okay. He's like 80% again. And then they put Heinicke out there. And I'm not making out with the mic. Anyways, I think they did that on purpose. And that's why Heinicke looked good, is because they didn't expect him and they didn't game plan for him. And I think when you start game planning for him, you'll see his flaws, like why he's average. So I totally agree.
I think they did have to game plan for him because there was I think most people realize Alex Smith is not fully healthy. They said from the get-go, oh, we're going to do a 2 QB system.
Yeah.
Oh, and then on top of that, they said he's taking all the first team reps.
So I think he means game plan in a different capacity. Yes, you definitely game plan, assuming that he may play, but there's a different game planning if you've seen a guy play for a year or half a season or something like that. You've got film on him to see tendencies, what he does, what he doesn't do.
I don't think anyone realized how mobile he actually is.
Right. So that leads right into that fact right there. You can't game plan for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that begs the question then. If you only see him as a backup quarterback, which it sounds like at least majority of you, except maybe for me and Gogia, do, then what does Washington do? Because they have the ultimate career backup in Alex Smith under the contract.
I think he's a backup too.
So all three of you. So what do they do? Because they have Alex Smith still.
I personally think that Alex Smith knows that his time is up. Like he made the effort. He did it. He's going to win comeback player of the year, but he is going to retire this offseason.
If he knows that, and if he's smart, which everything indicates he's probably a pretty smart, you don't retire because you can hold this team to the money that they owe him.
Right.
I wonder if he does that. I wonder
think an arrangement will be made for his retirement, then he'll get paid. I don't think that it's going to be one of those situations where I think Alex Smith seems like a guy that if he's going to stay, he's going to want to play. And if he's not going to play, he probably just wants to retire.
That's a lot of charity then on his part to give up that money that he's contractually owed.
But I don't think that, like he is going to be a guy that he doesn't come off as a guy that like dicks over the team, dude. Like, I think he's a team first type guy.
I agree.
He's always been that guy that, like, okay, this new guy's coming in. Let me kind of teach him what's good.
Right, but the team signed him to that deal. Like, he's legally owed that money. If he retires, he puts the team off the hook. If the team has to cut him, that's in his financial benefit.
I get that, but I just feel like I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's going to be put in a situation where they're still going to give him something. He's going to get paid on the way out. It's not going to be not going to be $0 like he gets on the way out.
Pete, help me find the numbers on his salary. I don't know how to work this internet.
So he got the 4-year, $94 million contract, right? He signed that. So he's basically through 2022.
So he's in his second year, right? He's got 2 more years left.
Right. So his base salary for 2021, he's got the 18.75, and then 2022 is 20.75. And then his bonuses are roughly like 5.6, 5.7 each year. That's his signing and workout bonus.
JK, you think he's gonna give up almost $50 million?
I mean, there's other players that have done that same thing, bro.
Wait, I'm looking at this. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at over the cap, and it said nothing is guaranteed next year.
No, that's not true. I know that's not true.
He has $44 million guaranteed, and he's already been paid all 44
You got to
million.
remember that when he got injured, his guaranteed money kicked in at that point.
So he had $55 million guaranteed at signing.
So he's already been paid out 13, 15, 16 million. So he's been paid out $44 million already.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean all the money that was paid out already was the guaranteed money. The guaranteed money is also broken out, right? It's like a house mortgage, right?
On top of that, he has a potential out for 2021. He has an out, but the team takes a $10 million hit.
Yeah, 10 million dead cap. But like Arash said, this total guaranteed is the 71 million. He had 55 at the signing, basically.
There is still some guaranteed money. I know that for sure, even if I don't know the numbers exactly. But I agree with you. I think they should release him, even if he doesn't retire. I hope he retires because I think that makes it easier on the team. But I don't know if I think if he sits down with an attorney or his agent and they look at the numbers, he realizes, hey, I shouldn't.
Here's the other problem, right? Like if he is not able to pass a physical, right?
That would give the team an out.
Yeah. And technically, they already paid his injury settlement thing, whatever. So,
guys, come on. Let's be honest. What's going to happen? Him and Dan Snyder became friends at some point during this situation. He's going to have a role in the front office. And that's what's going to happen. There's going to be money there. He's going to have a role in the front office of some sort, and he's going to get money that way. And it's going to be worth his while to walk away.
You're not going to pay an executive in your front office $18 million
Yes,
like
I
you
understand.
would a backup.
I agree. I agree.
So he'll never make that kind of
I
money.
understand. He's going to get a check on the way out. I bet you he's going to get a check on the way out.
Not that size of a check.
Agreed. But also remember this. His wife is going to be like, if you go play another fucking down, I'm going to fucking kill you. That's what's also going to happen.
I also think that the situation that he went through with the Washington football team, he's like, I'm going to milk them for all this money.
He might. Let's talk about the Bucs, right? So the opponent, if we're saying Washington played better than we expected, that also kind of infers that maybe the Bucs didn't look as good.
Our defense didn't look good. Our defense did not look good. Our defense
didn't look good. No, we made Leonard Fournette look like LSU Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
He almost had 100 yards. He had 93 yards. So
yeah, I was afraid about Ronald Jones blowing off, and he didn't even play. Like, it was Leonard Fournette, and they didn't even need Ronald Jones. Fournette looked good, and we got lucky because Godwin, right? Chris Godwin kept dropping passes, and doing us a favor, and we couldn't capitalize. So how far do the Bucs go? Who's their matchup? It's New Orleans, right?
Yeah, they fucked. That's my opinion.
We'll do our predictions later, but I don't think they look that good, and I hope they lose.
I think that this is going to end up being a 1v1 playoffs. Flat out. I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat Green Bay. I don't think anyone's going to be able to beat Kansas City.
You think those two teams are destined to go the way?
It's destined Super Bowl matchup.
I'll take that bet if you're offering.
I would take that bet too. I don't agree with that.
You consider it, and if you're willing to offer a bet, I'll happily take that.
I would too.
I do think the Bucs are good. Their defense is good. Did you know their defense is top 5?
They didn't.
As much as the Washington football team kept praising their defense and how great they are, the Bucs were the one that had a better defense. They led the league in sacks.
Bucs didn't look like a top 5 defense. I'll say that. They didn't look like one. They didn't look like a top 5 defense.
Well, they're also missing players, right? They were missing Devin Wade, who's one of their younger star linebackers. And they've had injuries like all.
But haven't they been missing him for most of the season anyways?
I think he was out because of COVID, not because of injury. But they've been missing Vita Vea for most of the season because of injury. But that team is stacked. They got JPP. They got Nadak Makunsa. They have the Antonio Winfield, the rookie safety. Their team is pretty good. I think they go. I could see them beating the Saints. But I hope
the way they beat the Saints is one of those situations where you've played the team twice, right? And you finally figured out what, like in film, what the difference was. And you cover up a blemish situation. And I could see that happening because they're division rivals and that could happen. I'm not going to put money in that it's going to happen, but I could see it happen. I mean, think how loaded that offense really is. If like Mike Evans wasn't 100%, if he's going to play, he's going to be a little bit healthier. You still have Antonio Brown. You have Chris Godwin. You have, what's his name? You have Gronk. This team's still loaded.
The Saints also are coming back with a full roster too, right? Most of the year, you didn't have
Michael Thomas.
Kamara was here and there, but
agreed. I think that Tampa on paper, that offense looks way more loaded, and I don't think that we've seen it on full display. Like we didn't see it on full display this Saturday.
I totally agree with you, but
yeah.
Does Louisiana allow fans yet?
Yes. Not full capacity, but yes.
They never stopped.
Yeah, they never stopped. But it's like 15,000 fans or something.
Yeah.
It's not like enough to get enough crowd noise to like